you. That's you. That's you. Angela Kristen Taylor. So Angela came to us via Josh in communications. And you specialize in the social media world, which we're all dying to hear about.
Actually,
Or how to be a celebrity. All the things.
actually, I specialize in agents. Like
Even
that is
better.
my thing.
Even better. Well, welcome, Angela,
Thank
to our
you.
market center.
Happy to be here and see all you guys today. I'm really excited to share all of this with you because I'm gonna give you two different things today. Okay, you're gonna walk away with two things. First off, I want to ask you a question. So, how many of you have gotten a really amazing idea for your business and you were super excited when you got it? You're like, this is just lit me up. This is life-changing. This is going to be amazing. And you took all the notes, right? And then you got home and the notes sat down on your desk and then you never actually implemented that idea. Who's done that? Raise your hand. Okay. I see a whole lot of hands up. All right. So two things I'm going to give you today. One is I'm going to give you one of those great ideas, okay, that you can implement. The second thing is I'm going to teach you how to get out of your own way so you actually implement it. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, awesome. All right, so I'm going to use our little dry erase board over here. Because a little
I tried to fix her, but she. Everybody just tilt your head.
No
Looks
worries.
great.
So first of all, let me give you a little background on me just real quick, because you're like, I don't know who this lady is. All right. So my name, like you said, see up here, Angela Kristen Taylor. I've been in real estate. February will be 30 years. Okay. So really long time. I started in real estate as a real estate investor when I was 19 years old. By the time I was 22, I owned 4 homes, was renting 3 of those out and managing all the properties. And that's when I thought, hey, let me get my real estate license, because then I can use that commission as my down payment, right? So got involved and absolutely loved it. I was the assistant for the top producing agent in all of Orlando, Florida. We had 50 pendings, 50 actives at any given time. Like, I was her assistant. Back then we didn't have teams. There was like an agent and her assistant, and that was me, right? Did that for a couple of years, got my real estate license, and realized after I was doing the buyer seller thing, I was like, I love this, but really, really love working with agents. And I loved being the person having the ideas, giving them those ideas, being that person that helped them implement things. I love that. I was like, I don't want to be an assistant, you know, because back then we made like $10 an hour. That wasn't going to work for me. So like, I need to do something else. So I started a company doing real estate marketing work for agents all over the country. And I just started sending out emails because back then we didn't have spam cam laws and we could do that. And so I send out emails, and within 2 weeks I had 10 clients all over the country. And that led to me eventually doing a lot of consulting for the real estate vendors all over the world. It led me to coaching agents. I've been coaching agents now for 21 years. And yeah, I've been a speaker at NAR and ResFest and NARPM and all kinds of local and regional events. And I've been featured in real estate magazines, and I'm on podcasts all over the place. Google me, you'll see me everywhere. So that's my background. And one of the things that I really, really specialize in, like I was just saying, is agents. And here's the thing that I specialize in about agents is that real estate agents all struggle with the exact same things. And it's emotion, energy, time, and focus. And that's what we're going to get to about getting out of our own way at the end. Okay, so I just want you to hold tight for that because that's coming. All right, so let's see. I heard you guys talking about events and things that you're doing out in your community, right? So I want you thinking in terms of how you lead generate, okay? How you lead generate. Give me anybody that wants to throw their hand up and volunteer. How do you generate the most leads for your business? What's like the #1 source of leads for you?
Door knocking.
Door knocking, okay. What else? Anybody else got another one? That one works, but let's hear some more. Who else has got one?
Database.
Database, okay, your sphere. Okay, let's go a little deeper into that one. With your sphere of influence, how are you connecting with them so that it's generating business for you. It's giving you leads.
Smart plans and command. It's a
Okay.
Big part of it.
Okay, all right. So you're just following the process, right? Okay, and then Mr. Door Knocking back here. How is your door knocking?
Mr. Door Knocker.
All right, so your door knocking, how does that generate leads for your business? What are you doing in that process and how are you doing it that it turns into business?
I'm a commercial agent, so I
Okay.
go door to door in business parks,
Uh-huh.
industrial parks. Just to introduce myself, and see if they're
Okay.
looking for expansion.
Okay, so what that's leading us to, I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is how people know us. Okay, how people know us. They get to know us by us doing something to stay in touch with them, right? That's how they get to know us. Now, what they see, right? How do they see us? That's more than just, I know this person, right? Because how many of you know people? Everybody knows people, right? But how many of them actually see you? So Mr. Door Knocking back here, right? We've got your people, you're going door to door to these commercial businesses, they see you, right?
Right.
You with your sphere, right?
Right.
They see you, right? Okay. So how are people seeing you? How often are you showing up? So it's not just who you know, but it's how they see you. That they're seeing you, right? A lot of people talk about posting on social media, okay? If you post on social media, are they seeing you? Yeah, they're seeing you. But how many of us actually post on social media about what we do on a consistent basis so that people not just know us, but see us? And what about hearing us? How many people are hearing what we have to say in a way that they are so excited to share it with somebody else that they're saying, oh my God, let me tell you, if you need a realtor, this is the person you need to call. Or if somebody says to them, I'm thinking about moving. Oh, you need to call my friend, right? I mean, that's what we all want. We want to build a really strong referral network so that we're not having to go and chase leads or chase business. We want business to come to us, right? We want people to show up and just call us or reach out to us personally and say, oh my gosh, I just love what you do. I loved your post last week. I love that event you invited me to last month. And I am just so excited to work with you. You know what happens when you do that? There's no competition. Zero. There's no other agents in the mix. There's no, well, you know, my little sister just got her real estate license and I really want to help her out. No, she doesn't have any experience. No, she just got her license. There's no more of that. It is, I love you. I know you, I see you, I hear you. And this is the most important thing. I feel you. I feel you. It's funny, I hurt my back years ago and went to the chiropractor, right? Lower back thing, like not moving anymore. Yeah, one of those. So I go to the chiropractor and I was really nervous about going to the chiropractor because I'd struggled with chiropractors in the past and getting migraines afterwards. So I'm like, I don't want to go to the chiropractor. So, but this guy was like really recommended. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check this guy out. So go to the chiropractor. He was amazing. And here's how he was amazing. Not only did he fix my back, but he made me feel so comfortable in the process, knowing how nervous I was, that there wasn't anything inside of me anymore that was saying, I won't go to the chiropractor. Everything inside of me was saying, I'm going to go to that chiropractor and I am going to gush to everybody I know about that chiropractor, right? And that's what you want everybody you know to say about you, okay? So here's the thing, we have to find a focus in that, our focus. So when you think about your focus, I want you thinking about who is that particular client that you love working with, like they just light you up. And it is for something that usually has a very heart-centered purpose to you, right? So how many of y'all have kids? Okay, whole bunch of you, okay? Y'all, I got five kids, okay? for grown, I'm grateful along with you, ma'am, over here. Yeah, for our grown. And I have a 9-year-old because when our oldest was 17, my husband said, I'm not ready for this to be over. And so we had another one. So we have a 9-year-old and the next youngest is 21. So. Yeah, so at any rate, I have 5 kids, okay? One of the things that I loved in my real estate business when I was selling real estate back in the day was that I could connect with other moms with kids and that we could go out and do things together. And at the time, I was thinking, well, I don't need to sell real estate right now. I don't need to do that right now. I can just be a mom and just really enjoy this phase of my life, right? But you know, when you get into that phase of your life, you're like, I just need to talk to people. I need adults. And so I was like, let me go out and reach and find the adults. Let me find these other people that I can talk to and have conversations with. And guess what? Every single one of them said to me. Anybody got an idea?
I can relate to you.
I can relate to you. Yes, absolutely. But the thing is that every single one of them was a young family, like I was at the time, who said, we are bursting at the seams in our house and we need something new. We need something bigger. And I was like, I love these people. I can help you. You don't have to do any work at all. And I can show up for a play date and get a listing agreement signed. What? That is amazing. And so that's the thing is you find your people and then you provide to those people. So what did I do when I latched on to that was something I could actually do and I didn't have to make cold calls anymore? What was that?
Have more kids.
That wasn't the point. So what happened was I started to take advantage of that. What I did was I said, how can I become more involved with these people? How can I get more engaged with them? How can I provide more things for them so that they don't just know me, but they see me, they hear me, they feel me, right? And so what I did was I created this craft and storybook time. And everybody came to my house every Tuesday and we'd sit all on the floor in the living room and I'd read a storybook and then I'd have a little craft project prepared for all the kids. And then all moms were like my best friends. They had an issue, they called me. They needed something, they called me. Why? Because I was organizing things. When you organize things, people see you as a leader. They see you as somebody who's standing up in the community, taking charge. And they ask you for your advice and your help. And if you can talk about what you do in that process, because I mean, this is something everybody asks you. What do you do? It's like the first question outside of who are you? What is your name? Next question is, what do you do? Right? Because it's like an awkward situation when you first meet somebody and you're trying to find common ground. Who are you? What do you do? Right? When you tell them what you do, it's not enough. If you say, I sell real estate, I love to list homes, it's not enough. That's not going to get you the referrals, right? Door knocking is a great way to get business, but it's not the best way to become known, seen, heard, felt, right? Even the same thing with all the processes and things and the emails and all this stuff. It's great, but it's not always enough to get you all the business, right? So I want you to think about known, seen, heard, and felt. And the reason that I put felt down here at the bottom, the other one's pulling into that one, is because that's the most important thing. People can know you, see you, hear you, but how you make them feel is the most important thing because emotion is at the root of everything that people do. You believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If emotion is at the root of everything that people do, they can't just know you, see you, hear you. They have to feel your sincerity. They have to feel your knowledge, your wisdom. have to really truly believe it. Right? So how do we do that for people when we think, okay, let me do this. Who in here has like an ideal client that they're like, this is my people, these are my people? Who has one of those? Anybody? You do? Okay, great. Who's your ideal client? Who do you love to work with?
It's actually a family that I met through my daughter's Girl Scout troop,
Okay,
who I helped them buy and sell a house and refer me to anybody they talk to.
okay. So why do you think they've referred you to anybody that they talk to?
I just think I did a good job in helping them get what they needed.
Okay, so, and you met these people through, you said your daughter's Girl Scout troop. Okay, so how involved are you with your daughter's Girl Scout troop?
I was pretty, they've outgrown that, but yes,
Sure.
at the time I was pretty involved.
You were pretty involved, okay. Do you see how when you get involved and you get fully engaged in something, people show up in a bigger way?
Absolutely.
Okay, why is it?
They just relate to you better. They get to know you better.
They feel you. They feel you, right? So who in here wants to be known, seen, heard, and felt by people in their community?
Everyone.
Yeah, right.
People raise your hand.
It's a rhetorical.
Okay. That's part of the question. I'm looking for a show of hands. Okay, so if this is the case, then you have to think about, how do I do that, right? How do I do that? So the first thing is you find out, who are my people that I really want to serve, right? Okay, I'm gonna specifically say, show of hands, who in here feels like they have a servant's heart? Okay, that's pretty much all y'all. Okay, good. All right, when you have a servant's heart and you're using that in your business, you know what the problem is? A lot of us serve, but have a hard time showing people that we serve, because we kind of just like to stay in the shadows. Like, don't look at me. I'm just going to serve you from back over here, you know? And then what happens when we do that is that we're not known, seen, and heard. This is when we're like, I know I'm supposed to post on social media, but I just don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to post. Okay, but when you find your people and you focus in on them, it becomes really, really simple. You create events, you create organize things for those people, okay? You want to do kids and families, young families, you get involved. You get involved in things. And then that becomes your community, right? You want to do this locally with your town, right? Let's look at where we are, right next to downtown Beaufort, right? Who knows all the shop owners up and down that little strip? Anybody in here know all those shop owners?
Mr. Door Knocking does.
Mr. Jordan. Awesome. But the thing is that when you really get to know them, like know them where they feel you, okay? And you're putting things together for them. Even if you're like, I don't even know what to put together. Guess what? You want to post on social? You want to get to know these people? Walk up to them, ask them, can I spotlight your business? How do you do that? You go in there and you just film an interview with them. Tell me about your business. Set up your camera on a tripod. Sit down, have a conversation with these people. How can I help you build and promote your business? Guess what they want to do after that? You put that on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, right? What do they want to do after that?
Build and promote yours.
Build what?
Build and promote yours.
Build and promote yours. Yeah. It's a mirroring effect. We all know about mirroring, right? We're in sales. Yeah, this is what that is. It's mirroring. Now, if you do that to local leaders, business owners, restaurant owners, school leaders, the town mayor, and you're talking to them, you're interviewing them, you're promoting them. And then all this stuff goes on your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your Instagram, all this stuff. Guess who else starts to know you, see you, hear you, feel you? Who else gets to see that? All their friends.
Their clients, their
Their
customers.
clients, their customers, their friends, and people who are looking to move to this area. Okay, quick story. my husband and I moved here December 2019 from Florida. I'm a Florida native, third generation. And,
Georgia fan?
what?
Georgia fan?
Um. I am. I'm not really a big sports fan, but yeah, I could go there. So the thing is that when we were moving up here, my husband's company was relocating us. And I'm like, okay, we gotta go to Atlanta. I don't know a thing about Atlanta except for my dad grew up in Covington. That's all I know. I know nothing else. So I was looking online for not just things about Atlanta, but I wanted to know about all the pockets. I've homeschooled all my kids. I'm like, where are the homeschoolers? I shop at Whole Foods. Where's the Whole Foods? Where's Trader Joe's? I wanted to know these things. Guess what? Not one person, not one realtor had this information online. Not one. So guess what I did? I set up my phone on a tripod and I put my dry erase board up on my wall and I live streamed a class on how to do this and how y'all were missing the boat. Okay, so, but the thing is that I was in that space of literally feeling like some sort of crack monkey, trying to get all the information I could about a local area, hyper local, not Atlanta, hyper local areas. And I couldn't find a thing. You know who did put some information out there? The town of Suwanee. That was it. Just the town of Suwanee. They were doing a good job. But even then, it was just about local events. It wasn't about everything else. It wasn't about local businesses or schools or any of those things. So if you really want to be that legend, that celebrity in your hyper local area, and I don't care if it's a subdivision, a neighborhood, a group of people, a demographic, it doesn't matter. It could be 20-something professionals that like to go to all the craft beer places. That's your person, that's your person. Create stuff around for that person. They will follow you like crazy. All you got to do is talk to the people that are leading those things, get involved with those people, and spray it all over social media. That's it. And it will give you all the content ideas you need. It will give you everything you need to take each step to becoming the person whose phone is always ringing without you having to do anything but reach out with your servant's heart and support all these other local people. That's it. That sound like something everybody can do?
Yes.
Yes? All right. Keeping my eye on the time here. I've got a little bit left. So who thinks they may run into an issue implementing this plan? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, y'all. Y'all told me before, a whole bunch of you guys have been in this thing where you had an idea and then didn't implement. Okay, so everybody feels pretty confident for the most part. Maybe you don't, okay. You don't feel confident.
I don't.
You don't? Okay, all right. So let me ask you then, okay, because you're like, no, I don't feel confident. Okay, good. All right, so let me ask you, what things get in the way for you when you say, I'm gonna implement this idea, and then you don't? What gets in the way?
I think
What are the excuses you make to yourself?
I'm honest comparison, like comparing what you put out your content.
Okay.
Compared to somebody else's,
Okay.
and you're like,
Uh-huh.
how can I elevate that, or who
Mhm.
wants to see that again? Like,
Okay.
that person already
So
did.
that's actually the most common one, the most common, right? So let me get a show of hands here. I'm gonna go deep with y'all for a minute. Who here had an idyllic childhood? Like perfect? 1, 2. Okay, 3. We had some people with really great childhoods. Here's what I know about agents and having coached agents for over 20 years, is that the majority of us did not. The majority of us felt like we did not have home in the way other people had it. And so we have grown up feeling like we're going to show them who we are. Nobody's going to tell me what I'm capable of and what I'm not capable of. And that's why we go into business for ourselves, right? Nobody's gonna tell me how much I can make going to business for ourselves. And then we spend our career helping other people find home. It's a really big deal, and it's really important to us because we love the idea of home, structure, security, stability, family. It's that felt piece. And that's why we have that servant's heart. That's what we're leading with, is I want to make things better for these people. I want to give them that structure and stability. I want to give them that home. Right? And so what happens is that a lot of us grew up in a situation, I'm not talking like abuse here, although that has been the case sometimes with some of my clients. Most of the time it's growing up the way I did. Well-intentioned, loving parents who said, you're a little too much. I can't handle you. Well, maybe in small doses, right? Or you're not enough. Whatever the case may be. Your grades aren't good enough. Why aren't you applying yourself? You used to hear that in school all the time from teachers. I'd score off the charts on standardized tests and then fail in class because I didn't do my homework, right? So why aren't you applying yourself? You're so smart, right? So when you hear these things over and over, and one client could not do video to save her life. Come to find out, she had a little brother who used to tell her she was fat and ugly and nobody wanted to hear a word she had to say. And even though she was this stunningly beautiful woman, she couldn't get past that. It was stuck inside. Okay, so here's a key thing. Productivity, what you actually do, the actions you actually take, is rooted in how you feel on the inside. Productivity is rooted in emotions. Okay, so when we say, I don't think I can put myself out there. This is why we hide in the shadows and we're not known, seen, or heard, and we struggle to get clients. We struggle because it's like, we don't want to ask too much. We don't want to push ourselves too far. We don't want to annoy anybody. We don't want to aggravate them. We don't want to be too much. So we take that step back and we don't do it. We don't speak up. We don't stand out. Because if we stand out, then somebody might reject us. Okay, I see a lot of nodding heads and I did not see a lot of hands. So I'm just going to take that as a hand. But the thing is like, this is a real thing. Okay, so when you think of how you perform in the world on a day-to-day basis, okay, here's what most agents do. They get real excited about planners. We like planners. We like clean sheets of paper and bright colored pens and stickers and all these things. We love them. Okay. How many people in here, show of hands again, have a whole bunch of those sitting on a shelf somewhere? And only the first couple pages are filled out. Yeah. Okay. I'm one of those too. I'm a minute. Okay. This is how I know this about y'all. All right. And how many of you have a notebook, something like this, right? That's got handwriting in all kinds of different directions, you know, little circles around bubbles of thought, right? That's what we do, right? And who knows where the planner is, right? We don't, it's on the shelf somewhere. We forgot about that. It's under piles of files.
You didn't make it past April.
Right?
For the calendar year.
Exactly. So here's the thing, is when we are feeling like we're too much or not enough, or we fear some level of rejection for whatever reason, and it's just a story, right? It's just a story. But those stories are deeply embedded in us and who we are, right? And then what happens is the emotions determine how we use. Well, let's start backwards. I'm going to put these down here for you. Emotion, energy. Sorry, my handwriting is terrible. Y'all's probably is too. I'm not gonna worry about that. Time and focus. All right. If you wake up in the morning, you've had a really great sleep. You know, you wake up and you're just on the right side of the bed. You're like, and you pick out your favorite outfit and you're like, I look good, right? And then you leave the house and you are just ready to hit the day. Like you are on fire. It's a great day. Okay. What's your energy level? High. High. That's right. How do you use your time on those days? Wisely, efficiently, like you're knocking it out of the park, right? How focused are you on those days? Very, right? And what happens if you wake up in the morning the opposite way? You're on the wrong side of the bed. You're like, this is not working out for me. You put on your outfit and you're like, I don't know what happened. This used to fit me. This is not working out right now. I don't know what happened to this, but you're like, oh my God. You know, so you're putting that on. And then you walk into that house, you don't feel good, and then you spill your coffee down your shirt. You've already left the house. This is not my day, okay? You get in an argument maybe with your significant other or one of your kids. And you're just like, this is a rough day, right? Where's your energy?
No.
How do you use your time? It's it's like you're sitting there trying to do things and none of it's working, right? And where's your focus? Okay, so who's used to that being a roller coaster cycle that's just haphazard? We don't know what's gonna happen until we wake up. Yeah, okay. The thing is, and this is my concept, okay, aside from the things I told you before, I'm the founder of Integrative Productivity and the Productive Flow Method. Nice. When we find our focus, and that's different than just, you know, I've taken Bold. I used to teach Ignite for years. I know all the Keller Williams concepts. This is bigger than just a big why. This is bigger than that. This is what truly drives every motivation that you have. We talked before about your people and why those are your people, where your servant's heart is, right? A lot of people will ask you when you get into real estate, how much money do you want to make this year? Right? We've heard that question. Okay, well, let's backtrack that. Let's figure out how many people you need to call, right? How many listings you need to take, how many buyers you need to serve, how many calls you need to make that happen, how many people you need in your database, right? This is standard procedure for real estate sales, okay? And I'm not saying that doesn't work, but what doesn't work is that we're not money motivated. We are motivated by purpose because it's all about how we feel, okay? So your focus has to be about what lights you up, what drives your passion, what gives you purpose. And when we have that, then we can say, okay, now I know what it is that I really want to do. Who are these people I really want to serve? And then we look at it and say, how can I use my time to serve these people better? Because that's all we need to do as real estate agents is serve those people better. Because then what happens if we serve those people better and we show up and we're seen and heard and known? Because we're putting it on social media. We're helping other people promote them so that they promote us.
The deals come.
The deals come, exactly. The leads show up on autopilot. Autopilot. You're not chasing anything. They're chasing you. Okay? That's a big difference in how you use your time. It puts new meaning to what you do in your day. And what you do in your day feels good. Feels good. Doesn't feel like something you're pushing yourself to do that you don't want to do. It feels exciting. And then what happens to your energy when you've got that all going on for you? It goes up. And let me tell you, y'all, it stays up. Something I did over the years, I got 2 different health coaching certifications because I wanted to understand how what we eat, what we drink, how we, you know, feed our bodies, fuel our bodies, exercise, all these things. How does that feed into our ability to be productive and use our time better, right? And I realized this was actually a big deal. You know, I realized that most agents I worked with would drink almost every night to get their brains to stop so they could go to sleep. That's not bad to have a drink here and there, right? But when you're using it medicinally to numb yourself down so that you can sleep, that's a problem. And that creates a problem in your microbiome, which creates a problem in your emotions. And all of that is going to affect your energy and how you show up every day, right? And so the thing is that when we have our strong focus and we're using our time to serve that focus, our energy shoots up and we don't need to do that stuff anymore. We're not eating to create an emotion. We eat to fuel our body so we can keep doing this, right? And the thing is that the root of it is our emotions. And when we're spending our time like this, we're really focused and we're passionate, we feel purposeful, our emotions are running at a high all the time. And so there's no more comparison. There's no more comparison. It has now become, I'm putting myself out there because I'm serving these people. And it's not, nobody needs to see this. It's not, oh, here's one more person doing this, because I'm telling y'all nobody's doing this. Okay? This becomes, I am sharing these people. I am sharing. Like, y'all had this thing up here with all your partners. That's a beautiful thing, right? How many of you have actually sat down with one of those partners, talked to them, gotten to know them? With a very good reaction.
How's your emotion?
So the thing is that I want you guys to be thinking in terms of your purpose, your people, and how that makes you feel. And if you can focus in on them and make them your number one priority, you will never lack for leads. And you will never run into a situation where you feel like, I can't do this. I can't do this today. Because there's not going to be a day that you don't show up for somebody else. The days that we have where we're not showing up, we're not showing up for ourselves. Yeah, any of you have any idea why we will always show up for somebody else and not for ourselves? Anybody know? No?
Because we're good people.
A lot of times this goes back to the same childhood experiences. You know, it's feeling like we're not enough or we're too much or we're going to push people away if we show up fully as ourselves. And so we tend to want to be the person that we wished we had, but we're not doing that for ourselves. And this is about doing this for others, using that strength within you and allowing those people to show you how much you matter. And that is going to fill your cup in a way that nothing ever has before.
A lot easier to get help than to ask for it.
Yes. Yes. And so I hope that this is something that you guys have benefited from, that you can take with you. And I want you all to look at your businesses. I want you to look at how you are spending your time. Really good activity that I do with my clients is have them time journal for a week. If you've ever been on a diet and you've kept a food journal, okay, it's the same thing, just how do you spend your time? And write down for a week what you did, how long it took you, and how you felt while you were doing it. That's very important to add. Because you're going to start to see how much time you're spending on the activities that matter and how much time you're spending on activities that aren't doing anything for you. And you're going to understand which activities light you up and make you feel good and which ones don't. And that makes a big difference in how you see yourself spending your time. And I want you all to think about, who can I focus my attention on? Who can I focus my attention on? And how can I make those people really matter? How can I serve them? How can I show up for them? How can I promote them? You don't have to splash yourself all over social media. Splash everybody else. But be sure while you're doing it that they know who you are and what you do. Okay? That's the biggest thing here. All right. So anybody that wants to know more about this, talk to me more about this, you can go to discoverproductiveflow.com. There's a bunch of links on there. One of them is to schedule a free session with me. It's a productivity breakthrough session. There's a big form on there that will ask you all kinds of questions about your life, your business. how you do, what your childhood looked like. And I can tell you that I can usually get people to a breakthrough moment in their life and business within 5 minutes. Bring tissues. A lot of people cry.
Thank you so much.